All right, welcome back to this week's podcast of the Long Group, and we are excited to talk and follow up from our previous podcasts. Um,
Been a
just
couple weeks.
been a well, it's only Last week we had technical difficulties, and this week, honestly, we are too. But we're gonna do our best with what we have currently. So we're excited about that. But last week we ended off on prediction
Yes,
prediction contest.
yes, we did.
And so we'll run through that a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that mile world record attempt that Josh Kerr had that was going down. By now, if you haven't seen the results yet, I'm not sure what you're doing. Go ahead and hit pause, Google it, and watch the race so you can see what happened. But if you haven't seen it, we're going to spoil it right here for you. It was an incredible race. Let's give our previous kind of guesses. If you remember, we had 4 guys on. The 2 of us was Garrison and Coleman. I believe only one person called for a world record.
I think Coleman said
Coleman called for a world
for
record.
a world record.
And 3 of us, 4 of us, we picked Yared Naguse to win it over Josh Kerr. And nobody picked Josh Kerr to win and get a world record. Nobody picked the duo. That was true of what actually ended up happening. So we had anywhere from 343 high down to 343 low. We actually had a 342 high. Saw some commenters that actually, there's a commenter who put a 342 high with Josh Kerr on the win. So they are going to be our closest in terms of what actually happened. But
Who had the comment?
I believe, shout out Jason Quinn with an incredible guest, old and new teammate for us, maybe future guest on the pod. But here's what happened. We were all right that the top 2 were going to be Josh Kerr and Yared Naguse. Walk me through when you knew Josh was going to get the mile world record.
When I knew, honestly, so crazy enough, we were in the middle of the long run, and obviously it was in the morning, and so we decided that we couldn't miss the race. So mid run, we all stopped, pulled out the phone, and watched the race. It was kind of fun. We were running with a couple of SU guys, Garrison, Clay, and I were all together, and we pulled up and watched it. And honestly, the vibes were just good at the race. You could just tell, and so I kind of had a feeling something good was going to happen before the race even started.
Yeah, you could sense it in the air.
Oh yeah,
It did. It seemed like it was right. It was so fun. Yeah, we were out on a run, stopped, we watched it, took a 3-minute and 42.66-second break. I gotta admit, I had my doubts going in. When I heard his official split of his 1200 time trial, that he'd gone a 242 in a practice, I said, oh, he might actually do this. And then watching that race, when he came through about somewhere between that 400 to 600 to go range, he was hitting the splits he needed to, and he looked incredibly strong. He looked like he was about to smash a world record. And for me in that moment, I was like, we're watching history. You know, we're witnessing something really special. The classic, the chills. They'll remember where you were when you saw this. And then he just powered home, pulled away that last lap, pulled away from Yared, smashed the clock, stopping at 342.66, new world record. Wow. I was amazed. I'm sorry I ever doubted to Josh Kerr and his team. Shout out to you guys. That was an amazing production and racing accomplishment.
yeah. So Josh Kerr with the world record, new world record holder, fastest person on earth to ever have run a mile. Is So this brings up the question. We talked in our earlier podcast quite a bit about Josh Kerr, about his aura, about his persona, the energy he gives off. But the new question is Josh the GERT? Is Josh the GOAT?
Okay. I like that question. I think he's only missing one box to check. And then I will absolutely say that he is the GOAT of the 1500/mile. And that is an Olympic gold over 1500. That's all, in my opinion, that he's missing forgive us and just getting everything straightened over there. But he's now got the mile world record. En route to the mile world record, he got his 1500 PB, which is 327 range now.
Right.
327 mid or high, which is amazing. Puts him on par with some of the greatest 1500 meter times of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you say one Olympic gold makes him the GOAT?
One Olympic gold, because look at who would you say is the GOAT right now?
Hakim El Garouj.
I would absolutely say, and he broke El Garouj's record.
But I think El Garouj actually is still the GOAT because
Yes.
one, he has the 15 world record, which is arguably more impressive.
Yes.
And two, he had more consistency throughout the years, even though obviously that was the doping era. Who knows?
Well,
But
there were still fast
Yeah,
guys
here's-
he was beating.
yeah, there were still fast guys.
Yeah.
Here's my take though, but like I think that Josh Kerr might not even like he just ran a fantastic time, so he has to be in the conversation. So that's awesome. But is he the best 1500 meter runner of the era?
No, because you could argue we thought Jakob Ingebrigtsen was going to be the next greatest of all time. Jakob still has a faster 15 PR. Jakob has the Olympic gold. Jakob also has world titles. Josh only has the world titles, but Josh does have the world record. So I think you bring up an interesting question. We're actually going to see Jakob in action again here soon. I believe he announced he's racing in August. I'm not putting much on that. We can talk more about that.
It wasn't the 15 though.
No, it wasn't. Isn't it like, wasn't it a 5K or 10K?
5K.
Yeah. So still, I'm not, like I said, that's not his legacy for me is not writing on that. It's just exciting to see he's back on the track. But to pull all together, my thought is nobody has taken El Garouj's title of greatest of all time yet. I think right now in this moment, Josh is the closest because he has one of the world records. But if Jakob can come back, and I believe there are multiple guys that could beat 342.66. I don't know if any of them can break 326 flat. Maybe. They might take a couple of them in the same race doing it.
Yeah, I think Josh seemed like he believed he could, although I don't know if he'll have the opportunity because he's racing. So I don't know. That'd be really cool to see him go after that too. But kudos to Josh. He called his shot back winter time, I believe, and I think he was planning for it even before that. And he dedicated everything to it and made it happen. So
yeah,
it's mad impressive that he was able to call a shot like that and
absolutely
put up the performance the day that he called.
Yep. Months in advance. Yeah, amazing.
He didn't know the weather. He didn't know what it will look like. He didn't know what his training would look like. All that.
But he did it.
He did it.
But he did it. So it was amazing. It is the single greatest. All right, here's another actual question. Do you think it is the fastest mile ever recorded? But do you think it's the most impressive mile ever recorded? Have you seen that argument? That Jakob unpeaked in humidity, Eugene 343.7.
In humidity?
They argue that that's worth the extra second.
Humidity?
And the Pacers weren't as accurate.
Okay. That doesn't count as
compare Eugene to London. Okay, the Eugene
had the weather
hotter, it was windier. The pacing was a setup that was different. He wasn't like training specifically to break.
I don't know the weather in London. I've heard that it's not necessarily great for the mile, but
and they don't say it's a fast track, right? So there's
but okay.
Or do you just think that ridiculous? That argument?
I'm sure it's a ridiculous argument, but I'll buy it a little bit. I'm sure there's some very impressive miles that have been run, like with stupid splits without pacers. Okay, maybe not like sub 350 miles, but like
that's the argument is Jakobs was essentially that.
But like maybe some high schooler put up a more impressive race.
Like a classic Michael Sogalski back at high school.
Yeah.
Just ripping like a 4 flat or like a random nowadays they go 357 at their 1600 at their state meet.
Okay, but you can't, it doesn't count because it's obviously not as impressive because it's not the peak of human performance.
No, it's not the literal fastest time ever. Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was just people coping with Josh breaking the record or not.
Jakob fans.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So it's just a funny thing I saw.
Are you coping?
No, I am actually. I've always been, and maybe Josh Kerr's still not my favorite, but what he did was absolutely amazing, and I'm absolutely a fan of that performance and that build and everything to do with Project 222 and Brooks. It was incredible, and I think what it did is I think it similar to Kipchoge's sub 2 marathon, which wasn't an official record. This is an official record, let's be clear. But I think it opened the eyes for a lot of people saying, you know what? El Garouge isn't the greatest that human could ever run. And I think we'll see a flood of 16 or miles chipping away down closer to 340. And I do believe the next 4 years we'll have somebody. Let me put the asterisk there. Before the 2032 Olympics, we will have a new world record in the 1500.
1500. Okay.
Yep. I think we'll have a new mile record like next year. Literally. Someone will go Eugene Diamond League next year.
2032. Let's make a prediction.
I think the world record in the mile will be 339.9, and this 1500 will be 325.37.
Okay, you heard it here, Clayton Adams. My prediction, I'm gonna maybe make an even bolder prediction.
Okay.
The world record holder will be
From Australia.
maybe. I was thinking from Australia or New Zealand, maybe.
Yeah, maybe Sam Ruth, maybe Cam Myers, maybe somebody else that we haven't even heard of yet.
Yeah.
Cooper Littmaus.
One person. Final take. I'll give it to Cam Myers. He ran through 28 as a 20-year-old.
Yeah. Imagine him over the next 6 years. Good. It's exciting. I think it's a resurgence. We've seen that with the new 1500-meter world champion and Olympic champion every year. I think we're going to have a new one again this year. Do you think Josh wins the world ultimate title?
I'll give it to him.
I think so. Yeah, he's come out to the Commonwealth Games, Heat 1, Round 1. He was like, he has so much confidence now. And he always ran confidently, and I didn't like it. But now I can respect it because he backed it up.
And he's just fit right now. Like, it's hard to argue with that fitness.
So he's the fittest anyone's ever been over a mile distance. So yeah.
So what's he running the 5K?
This is an interesting one because are you saying right now or do you give him 2 months?
Now.
Right now, I think he goes 13.0s.
He's running.
You think he goes running sub 13? I think his ceiling is in the 1240s. I think if he took a little bit of time, he could absolutely go 12. And 1240 to 1249 is a wide range, but I think it would be in there somewhere.
And I think he could do. I think he could. He could be in 1240s for sure. Yeah,
but
I think right now.
Right now,
yeah.
You don't think he would just be like a 1257 Cooper tier style thing?
Oh, I mean that might be the way the race turns out, but.
So you think he could win the 5K world ultimate title this year, in a sit and kick?
Yeah,
sit and kick, which is they come through 4,600.
I think it's strong. I heard rumor. Haptum Samuel, 59:01. This is the rumor. They were working out together in New Mexico, in Albuquerque, because obviously they both live and train there.
Yeah,
they're working out together, and I think this was like maybe earlier this year, like winter, before Josh Kerr won the world title. They were doing a long tempo together or something as a workout. And this was like, I believe, before Haptum ran his 59:01 half.
Like in the training
for it. Okay. Josh Kerr was dropping Haptum in long tempos.
No way.
And then Haptum, the conversation went, Haptum's like, you got to run a 5K. You will destroy it. And Josh is like, I know I would, but I just don't have the desire to do so. And so,
thank goodness.
So that's that's kind of why I think he's at least that he could do it.
All right. If I add that information in and I look at how Habtom's performed this year
Yeah.
in his half and in his dominance in the NCAA, you're right. In a paced 1250 or a little bit faster race, Josh might go all the way. We know he's strong. We know he can perform. I mean, we're talking about a 2-mile indoor world record, right? He's run so strong, more than just a miler guy.
Yeah. I mean, he is a miler, but I
He
think
is.
he is gaining a lot of strength.
Well, I think it was interesting.
The 5K,
Yeah,
he could rip a 5K if he wanted to at this point.
absolutely. You're right. You're right. I do think it's interesting in the build that for the mile for Project 222, I feel like they highlighted more of his. I'm trying to get my 800 faster than I'm trying to build some sort of strength.
Yeah. I mean, he ran the Shoei indoors
Right.
once, so
Right.
he maybe was focusing on the strength back then.
Back then, stacked huge base. Yeah, we know because again, he's performed so well the past over 3K and 2-mile. And then they said get faster. That was his weakness. And he looked so fast, so smooth at 55 corner.
Yeah, he looked good and powerful.
Yep. Powerful. And it says he let up a little bit at the end celebrating.
I don't know about that. I think he tied up. That's what he said.
I think so.
He said he didn't feel it until the last few meters. Anyway, we've talked 16 minutes about Josh Kerr.
Okay.
Well deserved
Yeah.
because of the world record.
Mhm.
Let's follow up with
We had a few things. USA's, Comoros, UA's.
yeah. We'll give an update on us. We both ran the Des News 10K.
Yep.
I was hoping to be in contention for the prize money or the win. And we went out and I took 5th place, which was 2 spots off the prize money, unfortunately. But the race went out very hard, and Olympian Jared Ward showed up at age 37.
Shout out.
Looks very fit right now, and he just pushed the pace from the first step. And we were out in about 8:40 through 2 miles.
Oh, that's quick.
And sub 14 through 5K.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. A little bit of a downhill, but honestly,
Downhill.
it helps you a little.
I was gapped after 2 miles before 5K. So,
Wow.
so I decided I let off a little bit because I've never not died at this race before. And yeah, I ended up taking 5th, ran 29:29. It was an okay effort. I obviously fell off the pace. It is downhill the first half, and then it levels out, and then it's uphill the last mile or so.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty difficult second half of the race after the steep downhill because it destroys quick. First half makes you go out too hard, makes you suffer a little bit, and then it flattens out and your quads are dead. And so then you go uphill, so it slows you down. So it just exaggerates the suffer a little bit more. But Jared Ward ran an impressive race, 28:06 or 28 O's, I believe.
It's amazing.
For first. And then I think the second and third were 28, about 28:30. They were pretty close. So fun race. It was good to be there competing against some of the best in Utah, but a little disappointing I didn't perform how I had hoped or even how I know, but that was just part of the training block. It wasn't the focus, so that's okay.
Yeah, it was good. And then Santi, our teammate, training partner, he was 6th, so just 1 spot back from you. When you kind of backed off that second half, did he close on you, or did he also ease up with you? Like, had you separated?
He was with the leaders. I didn't pass him till the last mile.
Okay, so you came back to hit.
Yeah,
go ahead.
he was okay. He was falling off, and I caught him at the end. He hung on a little bit longer than me.
Okay. And then kind of paid for it a little.
And then paid for it.
It's still a great run. It's
Yeah.
still an amazing run. So it's a fun race. It is just a blast to go out and everyone's screaming through that first mile. A year ago, I went out way too fast my first mile. So this year I went out more conservative and I felt good later into the race, which was nice, but it's a blast. I'll give a shout out real fast if you don't mind me taking 15 seconds. My wife ran the half marathon. It was her second ever. She PR'd by 6 minutes, ran an hour 48, and I think the sky's the limit for her. She's got a lot of talent and potential to her, and she ran amazing, and she's fallen in love with the sport. So it's fun to see.
Super awesome that she's
Yeah.
starting to love it and run it. Do you think is she wanting to do another one?
She doesn't want to do another half. Every once in a while, she thinks about a full. I'd love to see her even trying. She's never run before. She's never timed a mile even in her life.
Didn't you say that was her second? So she ran 2 halves. She's run 2 races in her life.
2 races in her life.
So
Yep.
she could hop in a 10K or
It'd be a
something,
PR. Any race she would do beside a half would be a
or
PR.
a 5K.
Absolutely. It'd be fun. I think I'll get her to do a turkey trot maybe this year and
Yeah, make serves around the St. George Baker's dozen
yeah, right.
or
Right.
whatever it's called.
There for a moment, she was thinking about the St. George Full Marathon. So, if anyone's looking for an entry into the St. George Full Marathon, the race is sold out, but I know some people that are injured and need to sell their bibs. So, reach out to us. We can help with those. So, some of her friends reached out. So, just so you know.
Our friends were planning on.
Yeah, and not anymore. So, if somebody needs to get into the St. George Marathon, we can help you connect. But what a fun race. Des News was a great time. The next thing I have on the schedule is St. George. That's it. That's the next thing for me. I know you got a fun half coming up. We can talk more as we get closer to that if you want, but and maybe I'll try and hop on that one depending on where my
I may not do it, but it's on the schedule for right now.
little half. So, well, it's good. And Santi's back in training, and Coleman headed out to France just about now-ish, and then he'll race.
Did you see Coleman's run this morning on
I
Strava?
haven't seen this morning, so let's look at it right now.
Oh wow, you're gonna be blown away. But it would have been super fun to join him on this run. He ran some of my favorite trails up in Ogden, but why don't you find it real quick and tell the listeners how far?
Oh my word! So Coleman's run this morning. He started pretty late, only at 7:26 a.m. It was a easy 40-mile run. Are you kidding me? 6
40
hours.
miles.
Wow. He did Pineview to Mantua. So if you know the area, you'll understand that. But he went
Manaway.
Mantua. Okay.
It's pronounced. I don't know.
All right.
That's what I've always called it. Man,
You're from up there, so you would know. He says he hit Lewis Peak, Ben Lomond's Peak, Willard Peak, and Inspiration Point. Oh my word.
how many hours was he running?
6 hours with 9,600 feet of elevation gain. And he hammered those last few. He literally climbed
Very awesome.
4 mountains.
So he ran on the Skyline Trail from Pineview up to the North Ogden Divide, and that's where it splits off to go to Ben Lomond.
Okay.
But
We've done
we ran Skyline, so you run that section
okay.
to Pineview.
Yes, we ran over the
Lewis
lake.
Peak, Pineview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
beautiful.
yeah, and you're just on top of the ridge, and you're like on the ridge, running on the mountain. So it would have been beautiful. And then he just kept going. He went to Ben Lomond and then all the way down towards Logan from Pineview.
So that's amazing.
So he was talking about, I think he was talking about this run a few weeks back.
Yeah.
So,
His 6-hour run.
so craziness.
Yep. Gosh, good for him.
Cool to see him get it done.
That's impressive. Impressive fitness. I'm excited to see him go out and compete. He has a ceiling to be one of the best, if not a world champion of those trail races. And he's incredible. He's so good. And he loves it. He was so tough and fool guy to know.
Yeah. Well, honestly, time is coming short for me right now. I have to be somewhere in a few minutes. So we are going to wrap it up. Shout out to Coleman for an impressive run today. I don't know if I could dream about running for 6 hours unless I was getting paid heavy by the hour.
Somebody should be paying him.
But crazy run. and we'll talk more soon.
Yeah, yeah. Fantastic, guys. Thanks for listening. We appreciate you always. Comment your favorite thing that we've talked about or what you want to hear next time we talk. And we're going to go get to work, do some training, and we'll talk later.